Hey there, little cruisers. So obviously I have an unboxing for you. And I should say, here we are at the beginning of November. I am going to try to tag along with Arcane Panda's No Deck November, mostly because I was a naughty, spendy little boy last month. You know. But this is sort of the last for the month, I would say. Yeah, so Havana from Sparkle Divine did a review of this. So this is just really much more of a first impressions, obviously, because I haven't taken out the box yet. But if you want to see like a legit review, I'll link her video below, and I'll link Arcane Panda's No Deck November video. Those are two channels you should check out if you have not. I like both their videos. So yeah, the True Heart Intuitive Tarot by Rachel True. My box is absolutely crushed, I have to say. It's a weird thing to say in a video. So literally just like very crushed. Now this isn't, this isn't a, oh, this is funny. It says $30 US higher in Canada. Well then. Usually they just put the price in Canadian dollars. So yeah, this is not a cheap mass market deck. $30 for mass market deck. Although I've noticed they are sort of climbing in cost, probably because we're willing to pay for indie decks at higher levels. But generally indie decks are produced really nicely. So this is not delicious packaging by any stretch. So Rachel True, beloved for her role in the cult classic movie The Craft, which, hello, who didn't love The Craft when they were in high school, shares her tarot knowledge gained through a lifetime of practice in her first guidebook and deck. So it's a glossy book with black and white reproductions of the cards, and there are some spreads. And sort of some introductory, The Actor's Way. Interesting. So I'll scan the book as I do. I have a reputation for not reading guidebooks. It's usually that guidebooks tend not... Ooh, that's gross. Ew. Ew, David. That's probably just glue, but it looks... It doesn't, I don't know, icky. So, yeah. Who published this? Let's take these out first. Houghton Mifflin. I don't know that they have many tarot decks. I've noticed that when tarot decks get published by non-tarot companies, the production quality is... sometimes leaves something to be desired, and this one certainly has a couple issues. I'm curious to see how the cardstock is going to be. Oh, these are sweet backs. I like the backs. Oh my god, plastic. Why is everything wrapped in plastic? Just come on. There we go. So, yeah, I don't love the packaging. But, we've suffered through... So the cardstock isn't too... It's thin. Yeah, it's thin. It'll probably shuffle fairly well. I hate when decks are packaged in two sleeves, though, because of this divide. Now, obviously, the deck is shuffled. You don't notice it. Why is he being so nitpicky? 'Cause I am. Let's zoom on in and let's see the cards for the very first time. So a friend of mine sent me an article about Rachel True and this deck the same day that Havana launched her review of it. And so I said, well, let's take a peeky poo. So here is the Fool. I mean, is it that thin? I'm like, well, that's not a good example. It is thinner than US Games. So it's not like paper thin. It's still cardstock. Alrighty. So there's the the Fool, and the Magish. I like the planets. And the High Priestess. Oh, that's a really pretty Empress. And it's not clear that she's pregnant, which I have to tell you, friends have convinced me. I never really cared one way or another whether the Empress was pregnant or not on the Futana card. But friends have convinced me that, every time the Empress is principally maternal, it sort of negates all the badassery that the Empress is capable of, and I agree with that. This has kind of a 60s vibe to it. There's the Emperor. I'm like getting this vibe from this, that this would be like a great gift for a young person. I don't think that like the cards have an immature quality to them at all, but I feel like this would be a good gift for a young person who is curious about tarot, because I feel like it has sort of traditional imagery without sort of denominational inklings so far, and I feel like it would be, just in looking at it, something that I think they would connect with. Like, there's something kind of not... I really like this Hermit. There's something not super, offensive or scary so far. Oh, I like this Wheel of Fortune. I don't like Wheels of Fortunes, but I do like this. I like the coloration. You know what this reminds me of, though, is the Robin Wood, which has the ugliest Wheel of Fortune. I love that deck, or I used it for a very long time anyway. I don't use it anymore. But, ugliest Wheel of Fortune. Call it the Vanna White card. Justice. The Hanged Man. Now, I am seeing a lot of skinny people, which, I guess, that's just what we deal with. So there is nudity on this deck, but you're not seeing genitals. So again, maybe fine for a gift for a younger person. Frankly, I think that Americans need to learn how to not be offended by penises and vaginas, and also learn to say those words, because we have such a fucked up relationship to sex in this country, but whatever. This is a cool Tower card. The Star. The Moon. It's very, soothing. I quite like this. I would absolutely see this as a gift. I don't know that this is an essential deck for anyone, but I do like it quite. Oh, that's great. Look at that World card. What's in her hair? Oh, we've got the eagle. She's got an eagle. She's got the man and the lion and the bull on her earrings, and then the symbols of earth, air, water, and fire on her arm. I like this sort of yellow and pink world, too. That's very cool. Ace of Cups. Two of Cups. 3. I guess this just really does have kind of a young vibe, you know what I mean? It has like a... Oh, how cool is that? The 4 of Cups, this little eye peeking through. This kind of reminds me of The Little Prince, with the, rose and this sort of planet, situation. And, a deck that I might bring if I were reading for people I didn't know well, and maybe for a party. It's not... I don't see anything that's going to make anyone freak. That's very cool. And, I like it so far. There's nothing not to like, other than the packaging. There is some modern touches to it, maybe a little casual. But, the Princess of Cups. And the Prince of Cups. and the Queen of Cups, and the King of Cups. Discs. Yeah, I mean, I don't see anything that I'm not liking. No cards have made me go ew. I don't like that. I'll shuffle and lay them out and see how they look in a spread. But I think this is pretty great, actually. It's got a nice palette. It has a very kind of summery palette. I love that. I love peacocks. It sort of straddles this line between kind of this sort of fairy tale tarot Nevertime and modern times, which, I like that blend because it doesn't feel obtrusive. Sometimes when a deck is so modern, I feel like I don't know how to describe it. It's not that it's not serious or that it's too whimsical. It's just sort of like it doesn't feel like tarot. I really love that This Might Hurt deck, but it is like on the edge of being a little too modern for me. But I love that deck, so I won't say anything against it. I like the aces in this deck a lot. I really like that. That's very cool. This guy is serving me like sort of low rent Little Mermaid Prince Eric clothes. But that is a sweet card. I like that. What is usually on the the boys fighting, right? No. Yeah, I really like this, folks. I think that's very cool. I like this image quite a lot. Yeah, so there's some nudity. It's not sort of sexualized nudity, which is appropriate for, I think, younger people. We always want to see more body diversity. I don't think people think about that unless they haven't been, represented in their lives. But Queen of Wands. Sorry, those were the courts. The King. Ace of Swords. Two of Swords. Three of Swords. It's an interesting interpretation of the three. I kind of like it. The Four. Interesting. 5. 6. 7. 8. This is very much a 9 of Swords I might have designed, to be honest. And then here's a pretty straight up 10. It looks like it's a statue, though. It looks like it's stone. Here's the Princess of Swords. Prince of Swords. Queen. And the King. I actually really do like these backs. And it's not sort of like bad digital art. Like, it legitimately looks like it was drawn. So, shuffles pretty well. It's not the sturdiest cardstock, but it's not too bad. I guess I don't really remember any kind of queerness being represented in here either, which is the thing that, So it looks really nice. Out. Oh, I haven't zoomed out. It looks nice in a spread. I think it does have like a youthful vibe to it for some reason. I don't know what it is about that. I mean, there are certainly a lot of young people. I don't know that I noticed anyone of an age other than, I think they're sort of like theoretically ageless, but yeah, I don't know. It's not, again, it's not unserious. It's not childish. It gives me youthful vibes, like a friend of mine works at a library in the teen section, and occasionally they'll do like giveaways for book reading contests and that sort of thing, and she'll occasionally ask me what's a tarot deck that I might consider giving away, and I would absolutely say this one. Like, I feel like it would really connect to younger people. And again, I think it's a perfectly fine deck for anyone, but it does strike me as one that would be really exciting to someone who's just sort of in their late teens and trying to get into tarot. I think that would be a good gift for them, and I really like it a lot. I don't, minor quibbles. Love to, see more sizes and ages, abilities, the kinds of things we're always talking about. But in terms of skin tone and in terms of nationality and color, I think, in culture you see a fair amount of diversity there. Obviously, Rachel True is a woman of color, so, and I think it's very normalized, which is a good thing too. It doesn't feel, to me at any rate, forced. So, really, really nice. I think it's a good deck. So, bravo. So that's the True Heart Tarot and Guidebook by Rachel True. Hope you're well. Take care, and we'll see you soon.